Hello, everyone. This is Bob Sullivan. I'm going to go over a new contact evaluation system for a field. We're about to send another group out to work with you, and we appreciate all the time and effort you put in on your shifts for our students. And I know they certainly appreciate it, and hopefully you'll get some good people to work with you out of this. We're going to talk about today is the new way to enter contact evaluations. We listened to your feedback about MC and FISDAP, and after trying to work with those systems, decided it would be best to try creating our own. So this is on a Microsoft form. Should be get through any firewall. I sent it to a few people to try, and then got feedback on, and I made some adjustments based on that, and I'm certainly open to your adjustments to use or suggestions for us to change it for the next group. But here it goes. So first thing is you're going to get an email with a link to this quiz. And I'll also make a QR code that the students have. You can do this on a tablet, desktop. You can do it on your phone if you'd like. And from here, there's a mobile friendly version. When you get to this page, you're going to hit to start the quiz. So there's a field contact eval, and there's another end of shift eval form. And so when you get this, there's going to be, the first thing you're going to select is the learning phase. Field experience, this is COA's language for phase 1 and 2. There's another video. If you have questions about any of this, there's another video that goes over that, or feel free to call or email me. And again, any issue that comes up, please never hesitate to call or email me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But the capstone is what we're going to call phase 3. And this is where the students prompted once or less field experience, they can pass a contact if they're prompted 3 or fewer times. So let's start with field experience. And then the students will be here on a drop-down menu. And we'll go with good old emergency. We'll say it's Johnny Gage's field experience. The date of contact, this should actually be the date of the shift. So if there's a call after midnight, use the day that the shift starts. If you forget, it doesn't matter that much. I can figure out what it is later. So we'll say it's today. Dr. Brackett is the FTO. I hope you all are getting these references. And patient's age, gender, and complaint. So this is just enough detail for me to compare the information that for the patient with what the students are entering in MC. The students will still be using MC. They'll still be using their phones to enter patient data, and I will marry these two systems later, but we need the age and context and their skill performance to go into the MC database. But this will be separate from MC, and so you don't need to worry about MC anymore. Nothing that you have to log into anymore. So but the students will still have that. So if they're on their phone, that's hopefully what they're doing on it. But we'll say this is a 43-year-old male with chest pain. If you get another 43-year-old male with chest pain later in the night, if you could just put a 2 after that, so I can match them later. And we'll say this is priority 1. Now, so one of the things we changed, these categories and the explanation are copied from the National Registry's portfolio. So this is, there is a national standard that we can reference. And the explanations are more for if the student has an issue or question after you evaluate them. This is something that we can hold together and say, well, you didn't do a head-to-toe examination when it was needed on a trauma patient, something like that. And like this is a standard, and then we would use these and protocols to have that discussion with them. But in the old system, it was 0, 1, 2. 2 was the 2 was good. There was a lot of confusion, including on me, whether 1 was passing or good enough or not. But so we're just going to go back to number of prompts. How many times did you have to prompt them? And if it's 0, 0 is good. So the patient did a good interview. They did gather the history, and they know that this was an ACS patient. If it's 3 or more, rather that they would have failed the contact anyway. So so we just left it at 3 or more. And the physical exam, maybe they forgot to listen to lung sounds and you had to prompt them to do that. And maybe the impression treatment plan, maybe they forgot about the blood pressure and the nitro with or without an IV, and you had to remind them about that. So that would be a 1. And you had to coach them through the IV. They missed an IV and you had to give them some feedback before they charted again. So that's 1. So we're up to 3 prompts. The communication was great. Everyone, PLS was happy. ED staff was happy. The family is going to write a thank you note. So they hit it up. They hit it out of the park. Oop, I just did it. Okay. I just hit it out of the park with their communication. So no prompts there. So we have a total of 3 prompts. So a team leader objective. This is what we've been used to. They don't have to perform everything, but they need to be the one. They should be the one in charge, making decisions and working with the team and making the treatment decisions. And so in this phase, they were successful. And this is the space where you can enter your comments here. And if you could just explain what was a teaching point and what was a prompt. So the prompt was you had intervened because what they were doing was not safe. We don't meet your agency's minimum standard of care. And you could just write here, or please, if they did something well, please try to put that, what they did well. So you can say, good for IV, HIC, protocol knowledge, goes for an IV, and lung sounds. And you can be as detailed as you want with this, because if this is just something that I can take back with the students and helps us know when they're done, they're not done with us yet. If there is a deficiency, please send them into lab. We can do a simulation similar to a call that they failed. So just let me know that, and that'll help me work with them. And then the student comments. So one of the things we wanted to avoid, which is a problem with FISDAP and MC, was you're going to have to share the device, especially MC students use their phone. I would prefer that you not look at their phones, and I'd prefer that they not look at yours, even if you're willing to share it. You might get a text or social media post, something that could start a fire. So one of the things we looked at implementing this was fire prevention. So if you would like to share this with, you can. If they have comments, they can enter them into MC still, and we'll see them, and we'll compare both of them. And if we need to talk about something, we can do that. So you submit the form. So you can view the results. You can go over this with the student. One little quirk. This thinks it's a quiz, and one of the scores it is going to think is correct. This and the way that this prevents you from checking 2 boxes. I played with this. If anybody knows a way around this, I'd be happy to listen to them. So, but don't worry about this. Do not worry about whether it says something's correct or failed, correct or incorrect. But you can go down to the bottom of the screen, and you can go back to the thank you page. And if you're backed up charts, you can submit another response. And let's say you have 2 students, and this isn't a capstone, and this one is Roy DeSoto, and he is squared away. He is on it. And the call came in after midnight. Dr. Brackus got a busy night with 2 students. This is going to say a 58-year-old female, short of breath, COB. This is a priority 1. And student did a good history, so you didn't have to prompt them. Maybe there was a discussion about lung sounds and capnography and crackles versus wheezes and shape of the waveform. So that was a physical exam with prompt. Once you got past that, they were rolling, and there was no prompts for that. They applied the CPAP. They started an IV. and they communicated well with the team. So this was total of 1 prompt. And in Capstone, this was successful also. And the student can enter comments there. If they want to, they don't. And so you go back and you can just X out of this screen, go back to your email, or you could do another response. Okay, so now this is the other evaluation. This is the end of shift evaluation. And if you fill this out an hour before your shift's over and you get another call, that's fine. You can do this later. We don't want you to stay on your shift any longer than you have to. So for this one, this is enter your name. So Dr. Brackett, date the shift starts. If you remember, it's a night shift. If you could do the night before, the night the shift starts. And we're going to say this is the end of shift evaluation. And you can check multiple boxes. So we want to check these if the student met this standard. And then just your comments on areas. And he was good, had good professional behavior. So none of these are mandatory fields. So if you don't get to the comments, that's okay. And you submit, and then if you have 2 students, you can do another one. So I hope this is easier for you and it'll streamline your workplace a little faster. Please let me know, give me feedback. Anything that comes up about anything, please let me know. And I look forward to working with you all again. So take care and thanks.